Hello. It's the day after role models, so I've had a kind of day to think about it, and I'm recording a recap vlog about the event. I'm really happy with the team's results, really happy with my personal results, really happy with how the event was run and organized and everything. Had a great day, had a lot of fun, met a lot of new people, so that's always really nice. Um, the team overall, we ranked number 6 on the performance of by academy. I think we had like a 50-50 win rate overall as a team, but we all took home medals. We all had ups and downs, but we had a really good day, and that's no small part to our coaches, both in the gym on a weekly basis, but also the coaches that actually came with us to the event, and actually in the case of some of us, took us to the event. Like I actually carpooled with our coaches, Max and Emily, up to the event, who are just incredible, an incredible couple, both avid jiu-jitsu enthusiasts, both very welcoming and encouraging to new members of the gym, and very helpful. Anytime there's an event on and they have the option to go, which is most of the time, they will go and they'll support the team. So they were there, kind of preparing us mentally and coaching us in the match, and also coaching us after the match on giving us feedback, or consoling us or celebrating with us appropriately, depending on what happened. But yeah, anyway, overall, really good day for everybody involved. So I'll go over my matches and recap what happened in them. So we had gi first. So I had my first gi match, and we were on the feet for a couple of minutes. Eventually went down to the ground. I think I kind of went for like a pseudo takedown, but it was mostly just pulling them down into my guard, I guess. So I got closed guard, and he eventually, over the course of the next like 3 or 4 minutes, fought past my closed guard to half guard to mount. I had my own little attempts in there, like trying to get something done. Like I kind of got a scarf choke on, but it wasn't under his chin. It was over his mouth, and I kind of let it go because it didn't seem worth fighting for. Went for some like Kimura attacks. I was trying to sneak out for like a dog fight back to my feet, but that just wasn't working. He just had too much control, too much kind of top pressure, hips low, couldn't sweep him. It was it was really good control on his part. He was like slow and steady, worked his way up, scored his points. I don't think at any point during this event there was ever really a point where I felt like I was being threatened with a submission. Like I kept myself safe, which is kind of my priority, is making sure I'm not getting pulled into a submission or something. So that was good, but I lost that match. So then I've got my last chance to stay in the brackets. It's just a 3-man bracket, so I moved to fight the other competitor, and then the winner of that one goes on to fight the winner of the first match. So I could end up having 3 matches here. If I win this one, I'd move in up for the gold silver match. That didn't happen. I lost this second match as well. So another great guy, really good match. Again, on the feet for a couple of minutes. Eventually went down to the ground. I think this time I ended up getting a half guard as we got to the ground. Again, set up a scarf choke. It wasn't on all the way. It was like I couldn't get his lapel quite far enough around his neck, so I was holding onto it with my fingers and pulling it, but I didn't have the strength to really use it as a submission. And I think if I was trying to get a better grip on it, I was going to lose it entirely. So I decided to let it go and move on to something else. Again, attacking the kind of half guard, going for Kimura. Wasn't working really, and eventually, I was trying to sweep him, and he just wasn't having any of it. Again, his top pressure, it was brilliant. Wide base, and just I wasn't really able to get him over, or get out from underneath him. So I was kind of stuck there for all my efforts. But eventually, he tired out enough that, with a kind of a pull on the lapel around his back, and a really big bridge on my part, big enough that my legs started to cramp up mid-bridge. I managed to kind of sweep him over onto his back and get into his closed guard. Went for started moving up for a triangle. It wasn't really anywhere close. It was kind of had my arm well defended in that position. I was just looking for the right moment to shuck him off and pull my arm through. I was going to try and switch into a side control position, or more likely he'd probably scramble up. I'm not that fast. So, but I didn't get there. Like just as I was about to pull my arm out, just as I saw the opening, like the bell rang, and I didn't really get my chance. So that was that. So I'm happy that I got the sweep, but it didn't score me any points because I didn't get to passing his guard. So he ended up winning that one on points, moves up to the winners final, and yeah, so the guy that I lost the first match to won the bracket in total. And that match was so I took bronze. Here's my consolation prize for being the third man in a 3-man bracket. But yeah, he the guy that I lost the first match to went on to win. But that match was kind of, they stalemated on the feet for 5 minutes, and then the ref didn't know who to give it to, so he was like, "Oh, I'll give him another minute." There was like no advantage, no penalty, no points, nothing. So, and they both honestly just felt they fought completely equally. There wasn't much going on other than just like some stifling and attempted takedowns, but nothing got close. So he gave him another minute, and then obviously they were both like, "Right, I'm going to fight for it, like for the gold." And one of them got injured, like head got pulled down and smashed his nose on the top of the other guy's head, and that was that. So guy from the first match won the bracket, and so then we were waiting around for no-gi, and there was a bit of a gap. They had complications with a ref not turning up or something, so the other refs kind of filled the gap and did a really good job and kept everything moving smoothly, and the delay wasn't that bad given the circumstances. So I'm really hats off to role models. They did a really good job. Hats off to the refs. They were really good. And they even put on, like, they gave the refs like a half an hour break, and during that time they had Shane Curtis have like a shooter who was attending the event with his team, I think, kind of put on a super fight with another black belt, no-gi match. That was really fun. So that was fun to watch. Kept everybody entertained and spirits high and everything. And then eventually, so my no-gi bracket comes around, and during this time, like, my teammates are having their matches, and they're winning and having a great time, and that was good. And then I have my no-gi match, and I have my first no-gi match, and the bracket is the same 3 guys from gi plus 1 more new guy, so there's 4 of us in total. So my first match is against the guy who wasn't there for the gi. And so new opponent, that's nice. And so as we get started, I'm trying to recall quite what happened. Basically, we went to the ground, and I can't remember exactly what happened or what takedown he went for. It's usually the other guy shooting for a takedown and me recovering whatever position I can. But we went to the ground, and I managed to get like top position. So I'm in side control pretty firmly, good pressure, like keeping him in position. I think he had a half guard, and I passed it by like peeling his leg with my foot. Yeah, so I got a solid side control, went for a fat man choke. He wasn't having any of it. It wasn't in tight enough, and like he was keeping his shoulders off the ground and his legs kind of up, trying to keep himself away. That was really good. So I gave in and transitioned into a different position. So I went kind of into like a scarf hold in judo side, and was really putting the pressure on and really like pressing down into him, trying to make him uncomfortable, trying to get the tap, trying to take his arm for an arm bar in that position. But he was defending his arms really nicely with a grip. I couldn't break them apart. And anytime they did come apart, he as soon as he felt me touch his arm, he immediately grabbed it back. So I didn't really have much opportunity. I might have been able to fight for it, but it is what it is. But at that point, I didn't feel like I was going to get anywhere with that position. And even though I wasn't worried about getting a penalty for stalling, I don't like stalling in the same position for too long. I feel like if you're not getting it, move to a different position. But at this point, I'm in top position and I've got points on the board, so I could have just sat there for the next minute and a half or so and won the match on points. But like I say, I'm hunting for submissions, and I don't like sitting in the same position for too long, like trying to spam the same thing. So I thought, right, I'll transition. So as I went to transition, he scrambled away. I think I kind of scooted myself in close to him and grabbed close guard on him. And yeah, he eventually, like, with not much time left on the clock, maybe like 30 seconds, he kind of escaped my guard and snatched a leg lock and fell back on it. And I was like, cool. So leg locks are kind of a position I'm comfortable in. I've drilled my fair share of, like, defending heel hooks now and stuff, with people that trust to do that. And obviously he's white belt, so I'm not going to get heel hooked. But I'm defending leg locks all the time. I should have rolled out of it, but instead he had his leg over here, and I thought, okay, well, this is like the best defense is a solid offense. So I snatched his leg and I went for my own straight ankle lock. At that point, the ref stopped the match and said that I was reaping and disqualified me. So I lost that one on a disqualification. I didn't know that in the position that we were in, I didn't know that the leg lock I was grabbing would constitute a reap. And I'm gutted that happened. It's just a mistake. I didn't see that was what was happening, and I would never deliberately, do anything that puts my opponent at risk of injury or anything like that. So, kind of disheartening to be up on points, 20 seconds away from the bell, and lose the match due to a reap. That was kind of disappointing. But anyway, I'm not dwelling on it. I'm not trying to, give any excuses. It was completely, fair for me to be disqualified, given the circumstances. I just wish I'd have foreseen that, and done something else instead, like rolled out of the leg lock and just gone back to the feet and lasted the last 20 seconds. But anyway, doesn't matter. It is what it is. So I moved on and went into the bronze match for the no-gi. And I had the guy that I was paired up with for the second match in gi. So familiar, strong guy, big guy, tough, knows what he's doing, good takedowns. So I'm like, okay, at this point I'm kind of resigning myself to a bad day basically, and full of losses. So I think that's when the best of me comes out, though, because the anxiety goes away. I've kind of accepted that I've already lost, so I'm like, oh, I'm just going to do my best and have fun. But yeah, we were on the feet for a while, stifled a few takedowns, and it got to the point where he kind of went for a takedown.
So this is Editor Scott. I've got the footage of the match now and I'm editing the video together. I realised I misremembered this part a little bit. He did successfully get a takedown on me. I retained close guard during that takedown. After a little while on the ground, he kind of shifted. I went to pull his arm for like a Kimura or an armbar. He kind of wise to it very quickly. He pulled his arm away, and I was kind of had my side exposed for him to pass the side control. He went to do that, and then this kind of next exchange happened.
As he was getting into top position, I swooped myself underneath him, came up for. I've got a video of this, so I'll put it up here. So yeah, I kind of came up into a wrestling position, wrestled him down onto his side, into like a north-south, pinned his arm to the ground with my leg, and then went to rip a Kimura. So I got it on, and my coach like, go for it, rip and tear.
Rip and tear, mate, rip and tear, rip and tear. Nice, Scott, lovely, mate.
And I went for it. And usually, at that point, I wanted to get the win. I wanted to secure it, and I probably put it on a little harder than I usually would, or a little faster than I usually would. Nothing the guy couldn't take. It's like I would have been. I would expect him to do the exact same thing to me. So, but anyway, so I got a Kimura finish, got a submission, which was nice. And I think the win for the no-gi as well was a submission as well. But over both the brackets, the only there was only the bronze match and the gold match were the only ones finished by submission in the ultra heavy all day. So yeah, I'm really happy with that, and I ended up taking a medal that I earned through a win. So I got my consolation prize from gi, but I got a bronze from the no-gi that I earned by winning a match. So went home in good spirits. Everyone on my team, won a match at some point during the day and took home a medal. So really good day overall. And like I say, really appreciate my coaches, really appreciate the event organisers and everything. Yeah, it was a really good day, a lot of fun. Touch on a couple of things that's worth mentioning, like kind of the coulda, shoulda, woulda attitude of like, oh, this could have changed. I could have done this differently. I could have taken this home. Like, I'm not regretful about anything, like, and how things played out. Like, I'm just kind of noting my mistakes so that I can learn from them, and just kind of giving a recap of what happened. I wouldn't change anything if I could. The only thing I would change is the disqualification, as in, like, I wish that I hadn't have done that. I wish I'd have just done something else and moved on from there. I hate cheating. I would rather lose honorably without cheating than cheat to win. So it's not something I intended to do. And I feel bad, like, just had it gone another way and the ref hadn't noticed, and the reap ended up becoming a threat, for the reason it's banned, then my opponent could have got injured. So yeah, fair enough. I got disqualified, and like I say, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd only change that on the basis that it was technically kind of disallowed. I don't do those things intentionally. So, but I wouldn't change the result for anything. Other than that, I just wanted to note, I think the one takeaway for me is that obviously my gi stand-up needs improvement. I'm not very good at the gi stand-up. I'm much better at no gi stand-up than I am in the gi. But the one takeaway for me is that, like, I don't like the fight staying on the feet for the whole match. I like to get it to the ground and do jiu-jitsu. So, I find that my problem is that in competition, in the gi, 2 minutes into the match or so, I'm thinking, I need time to work on the ground. I want time to work on the ground. I want to have fun. I want to do jiu-jitsu. So I would rather fall prey to a takedown and land in a disadvantageous position with some merit, like a half guard or close guard, than stay on the feet. Because at least in close guard, I can work for an omoplata, I can work for a Kimura, I can go for a scarf choke, I can, try and, I don't know, with a half guard, I can kind of, again, the Kimura, I can wrestle up into like a dog fight and try and take the back or something like that, or take the back from half guard or whatever. It's just, I would rather be in that position than stay on the feet the whole time. And I'm not, shitting on anyone that stays on the feet and prefers to not go to the ground if they can help it. But that's just not me. That's not what I want to do. And I'm not interested in the point system in jiu-jitsu. I'm looking for submissions. Like, I don't care if I win. Winning or losing isn't that big of a deal to me. I'm interested in getting submission finishes, and I'm also interested in preventing getting submitted, like keeping myself safe and submitting my opponent. That's what the game's about to me. So obviously submission only is the kind of a thing I'm moving towards. If and when I get my blue belt, I'll be looking to participate in submission only competition, where it's a draw if there's no tap, or you go to like EBI positional rounds after the main, like 10 minutes is over or something like that. But anyway, so yeah, once again, thank you to all my coaches and all my training partners and everything at 3 Points Martial Arts, but especially Max and Em, just for being such stars in regards to, like, being great members of the community, encouraging, helpful, and just being there for all of us in competition and encouraging us to go to competition so that you can be there to support us. Like, and yeah, thanks to all anybody that I met at the event. Had a great time chatting to some people, and really enjoyed meeting everyone that I met. And hopefully going to make, one of the guys that I competed with should be coming to visit our gym sometime soon, apparently. So that'll be nice to reconnect and have some rounds. Yeah, just overall really good. And getting to see someone like Shane Curtis have a match in the flesh, that was really fun. Like, I've been an avid MMA fan for a while, and then I'm watching things like Polaris. Since I've been interested in jiu-jitsu, transitioning from watching like UFC. I'm still watching UFC, but I now prioritize things like Polaris, CJI, and Fight Pass Invitational, that sort of thing. So it's really cool to see someone like Shane Curtis have a match in the flesh. That's kind of crazy to me. Even though, like, to everybody else who's already part of the jiu-jitsu community, yeah, that's Shane. Like, he's here all the time. So yeah, really good day. Really happy with the result, and got myself a Role Models kind of Rashi t-shirt that I can use to train in, which is a great deal. Like £15 for like a training shirt is like brilliant. Like, especially because the main thing for me is like it's like a reminder, it's a memento of the day that I had, and yeah, brilliant. I can't wait for the next Role Models competition to come around, or whatever else comes. But for any of the Role Models competitions happening in the future. If I'm available and I can afford it, I'll be participating for sure. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, I appreciate you. Have a good day.